What's happening, everybody? A little impromptu live here. Kind of came out of nowhere for the most part. But I got inspired by watching some people's lives today. Had me thinking a little bit, so I figured I'd hop on real quick. Nothing too long. Just wait a bit here, let some people hop on. I know you guys haven't seen me in a few days go live. Just been working on some other stuff. But hopefully we get some viewers here to tune in. And if not, there's always the replay, right? But I saw two pictures of something today that really kind of inspired this live, and I heard somebody talking about it in a video that I had watched, and it made so much sense, and I never thought about it. So just give it a few moments here, let some people get on. Let some people get on. My guy Steven, I knew you would be hopping on, man. Let me go ahead and get some people invited. Bear with me, everyone. Bear with me, everyone. Just want to get some people invited. Oh yeah, this isn't going to be too long of a live. Like I said, just wanted to hop on. It's kind of impromptu. Just saw some stuff today that made me think a little bit, and I thought I'd talk about it here on the live because it made such perfect sense, and I never really thought about it before, which is surprising, very surprising. But I hope you guys get some value from this as always. I know it's been a few days since you saw me live, so hopefully you guys enjoy. Just want to go ahead and get some invites going here. Guys, feel free to share this, invite some people that you think might appreciate what's going to be talked about here. But if you look at the title, you can kind of see where I'm going with it. So I hope everybody's having a good night or morning wherever you are in the world. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you are enjoying your time right now. But let's go ahead and, alright, I think that's enough for now. I know, Steven, where else would you be? Yeah, man, we're always quick to jump on each other's lives, but that's the beauty of supporting, other marketers, other business people on mine. You always got my support, man. Always 100%. But yeah, just wanted to quick talk to you guys a little bit. Steven's he's one of the reasons why I ended up going live. I watched his live a little bit earlier, and he kind of called me out for not going live the last few days, so I had to jump on. But yeah, I hope you guys get some value as usual from this. Give it a moment here. Was just waiting for some people to hop on, getting some invites going, since you can invite from your business page. I don't know if you guys have seen before, once you have a viewer, if you scroll your finger to the left, you will see your viewers, up to 3 of them, but it also gives you the icon to invite people now from your business page when you go live. So guys, definitely take advantage of that. Definitely take advantage. It's big. It's big now that you can do this, so I hope you guys take advantage. But yeah, let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit on this. What is it, Tuesday? I don't know if it's Tuesday. My goodness, I don't even know what day it is. See, I'm all over the place. All over the freaking place. But I appreciate you guys hopping on. Whoever's out there watching, definitely drop a comment if you're here. If you're watching the replay, definitely drop a comment. I'll be able to see that replay. I'll be able to see your comment. But I know, Steven. I know, man. I won't make it a habit, man. I won't make it a habit. Actually, I had a couple people blow me up in Messenger asking me where I was with my live. So apologies to everyone for not going live. I was working on some other stuff, more offline for the most part. but I am back. I hope you guys are tuning in. Hey Ashley, how's it going? How's it going? But yeah, guys, definitely. Oh, Steven, I appreciate the share, man. Definitely invite anybody you think would like to be on this live. I know it's been a while, but really, what I want to talk about is something that I read, and actually something that I heard in a video that I watched today, and it talked about the whole pyramid thing. Everybody talks about, oh, that's a pyramid. As soon as you say the words home-based business or work online or network marketing or anything that involves online, making an income online, working from home, making an income, and it's not your traditional, spend $5,000-$10,000 to have a business that's not online, automatically people associate the word pyramid with it. Now, that's not the bad part of it, because pyramid is a very successful structure. Pyramid is pretty much everything we do in life. Our lives are pyramids. It's a very successful structure of learning from one person and, implementing what you learn to get results. So it trickles down. But what people tend to do when they don't understand something is they tag it with scheme or scam. And I realized, in the time that I've been, promoting digital products and just running my own business online, I realized where that tag comes from. And people will not admit it to themselves, because people, unfortunately, they don't have the goal to admit to themselves that they just don't understand something. They don't want to admit that they don't believe in themselves enough. They don't want to admit that, they're more worried about how everybody else will judge them. They're more worried about the views of everyone else rather than, what they really think or feel. And it's sad. It truly is sad. But, one thing I learned is that that's really where it comes from. That's where the tag scam or scheme comes from. The not knowing, the unknown scares the heck out of people. And they say pyramid, and then they tag it with scheme or scam. And I think people have been convinced that, pyramid scheme is actually something in itself. Pyramid scam is something in itself. No, pyramid is a structure like a corporate structure. There's someone at the top or a few people at the top, and it trickles down into more and more people. And what I learned was that it's very, very similar to a family tree. Shocking, right? How many people in your family, whether, it starts out with your parents, and you have your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, your grandparents start up way up there at the top above your parents, and it trickles down. It trickles down. And it's those people are the main people telling you that you have to go, once you get out of high school, you have to try to get into college so you can then get a job, so you can live your life. They are trying to convince you of the pattern that they took to get to where, hey Alex, how are you? To get to where they are, but yet they're stuck where they are. They're stuck in that pattern. But it's a corporate structure and the family tree are very similar. And when you shape them out, they look like a pyramid. But people have been brainwashed to believe that if it looks like a pyramid, it's a scam. And I always tell people, buildings fall, trees fall. Pyramids don't seem to fall. You ever look at a pyramid structure? It is sound. The wind does not alter how a pyramid stands. The wind does, weather doesn't necessarily knock a pyramid down. A pyramid can, it can stand, it can withstand, the adversity of nature itself. Okay? But people associate home business, work from home with pyramid, and then they tag it with scam or scheme, and it's because they do not understand and they do not have the confidence or belief in themselves that they can get it to work, let alone that it can be real for them, because people are so stuck on being afraid of what won't happen rather than getting themselves excited about the possibilities of the good that could happen. You get what I'm saying? Try to tell someone who's very successful in, network marketing, has their own business online, and try to tell them that, what they're doing is a pyramid scheme or a scam. Your job, one of the biggest schemes, if you will, and I won't say scam, one of the biggest schemes out there is to believe that if you go to work every day, that one day you'll work your way up high enough to become the CEO, that you can just keep getting promotions to take over. It doesn't work that way. Okay, it's very, very, very slim chance that you will move up the ladder enough to really have a seat at the table. It is rare that you will work enough at this job to retire prior to the retirement age. I mean, I don't think a lot of people understand when the retirement age was set at 65. Do you know why they set it at 65? Because at the time they realized a pattern that people that were working up to that point, majority of people weren't living to 65. So it made it very plausible to say, okay, retirement age is 65. We know people aren't really living to that age. So what's going to happen is people are going to die working. And the people who do make it to that age generally will not have enough to retire, so they continue to work. But the main thing is that just because someone offers you an opportunity or shows you an opportunity, if your initial thought is scheme or scam, I want you to think to yourself, and I mean truly think to yourself, what am I afraid of? Why don't I believe that I can make it work for me if it's working for other people? Okay, some of the most successful people out there have come from online jobs. Online jobs are created every day. They make people a lot of money because they believe in themselves. They believe in what they are promoting. They believe they can help others find opportunity to create more freedom for themselves. But you have to believe. If you don't believe in it, then it won't work. But people are very selfish. They don't want others to believe that they can make it, so they'd rather tear you down. They'd rather tell you that's not real, that's not going to work, because they don't believe they can make it work. They don't believe that it's real for them. So those are the things that they tell you. And it's sad that people don't believe in other people. You should be helping convince someone that they can be something more than what another person dictates they should be. Okay, people should believe that they can get more out of life than, what social structure has, convinced them there is. Everybody wants to have that time freedom, that financial freedom. And one of the biggest, I will say, scams is being convinced that, as an average person, you will get that working for someone else for your entire life. Now, someone will get that freedom, but it's the person you're working for. And I always go back to saying to people, think about if the company you work for, if the person who started that company thought the way that majority of society thinks, you wouldn't have a job there. They decided, I'm going to step out of my comfort zone. I don't want to work for someone forever. So let me create opportunity. And it's not bad that they created opportunity, but to believe that you can't step out of your comfort zone and succeed is a brainwashing mechanism. I mean, you have to understand that college, jobs, it all plays together. Even when you see a car commercial, the pricing of these vehicles, they understand that you're going to, majority of average people are going to take out a loan on that vehicle. So what do you need for that loan? You need a way to pay that loan for your vehicle. You get a job. Now, what do they say? To get the better job, you have to go get a degree. So you go to college. You go to college and put yourself in debt before you even get a job. No college guarantees that you will get the job in your field at the price point that you should get when you graduate. No college guarantees that you're going to decide to stick with whatever your major was or whatever whatever field you graduated in. But you do it anyway because you're convinced that other people will judge you and accept you more just because you have a degree. Guess what? It's a piece of paper. Your knowledge is your knowledge. Okay, there's so many outlets and ways that we can learn nowadays. It's not dictated on a piece of paper. Eventually, every job's going to require you to have a degree. Then everyone's back to being on the same playing field. There's Steven talked about it in his live earlier. If you didn't watch, check it out. There are kids who are entrepreneurs out there. And the way they're succeeding, the people around them have a vested interest in watching them succeed. They support them. Okay, he was talking about the 15-year-old kid who, has to deal with the NBA for bow ties. That kid did not let anything steer him away from his dream, his idea to have a business. And he has a bow tie business and made a deal with the NBA. And Steven said it properly, but there's so many adults who will complain. They've been so brainwashed that complaining has become a necessity to operate every day. That's what people are afraid to jump out of. People are afraid not to complain because they think, well, I won't have anything to start conversation about. You ever notice that the people who dislike their jobs the most, they're unhappy, they feel like they're not valued enough, they're the same individuals who talk about their job when they are not at work. It seems to be the only thing they talk about. It's their conversation starters. You meet up with your friends. Oh, what are you doing with yourself now? And it's not what are you doing with yourself as far as, are you visiting places? Are you experiencing life? No, it's what job do you work? And then you talk about how unhappy you are at your job. Now, temporarily, someone might be happy at theirs. So what do? People are constantly trying to sell each other on why you should work where they work. Now, some people do it just because they get a bonus from it. If you can refer people to work a 9-to-5 that they could be stuck at for the next 40 years, then you can refer people to opportunity that can make you income, but also opens up a gateway for them to make income. It's the same thing. If you can refer someone to try a McFlurry at McDonald's, if McDonald's can influence you by a commercial, an ad, to try a McFlurry, you can convince, and I don't want to say convince, you can refer someone to an opportunity that can possibly change their lives. I mean, you have to think to yourself at some point, what is going so right in your life that you are not willing to take a chance and invest in yourself for something that could potentially change your future forever for the better? What are you afraid of? Again, what is going so right in your life that you are afraid to invest in yourself and potentially an opportunity that could change your future forever for the better? Not many people can say that their lives are going exactly how they want. I mean, people need to start really thinking about it. Do you want to have to wait until you're 70, 75 years old to retire? Why is it that you can only reach a certain level of, luxury when you're mid 40s, mid 50s, 60s? And now you spent all of that time prior in your life working your butt off to just barely retire, or to retire and then come out of retirement because you don't have enough to survive. Okay? It is in the somewhere in the 80 percentile. I believe it was 83. It's somewhere between 80 and 90% of Americans alone believe that they will not have enough to retire. That is sad, because retirement is supposed to be for people who have put in the work, who've, they've made enough income where they can now be more financially free, but not have to kill themselves every day. They can go live life more. I made the choice that I want to live life more now. I'm willing to put in the work for the next 3, 4, 5, 10 years to create my business to the point where I'm financially and I'm time free. The same way so many are willing to commit 40 years of their lives, 40, 50 years of their lives to, working for someone else. You're right. There are so many scams on the internet. Let's see. What is a good way to know the difference? I see posts all the time about how to make all this money, and I've actually had random people inbox me. Let's see. They say, give me 500 or whatever, and you'll get 3,000 back. Those kind of things are scams. Yes, yes, those are scams. And it's deceptive marketing, because one thing, anybody who learns anything online, as far as marketing online, you cannot make income claims as far as a guarantee. You cannot guarantee someone that if they spend this amount of money, they will make this amount back. That is against the FTC rules, period. A true marketer has, opportunity. For me, I have digital marketing. I just started up with American Bill Money. Now, with the digital marketing products I have, they're a little bit on the cheaper side to start. $18 one time for Easycashcode, $7 one time for Lead Lightning. Then there's American Bill Money. Now you're talking about a little more of an investment. But I cannot guarantee anyone will make any money because I don't know their work ethic. I don't know if they'll make what I've made. I'm in profit. I don't know if they'll make what I've made. I don't know if they're going to work as hard as me. I don't know if they're going to educate themselves daily and learn strategies and follow people that are succeeding. Yes, if they're not trying to, for me, people always ask me about information. And I give them information, but what stops them is when they see the price point, because they're not thinking about the big picture. They're thinking about, well, it's going to cost me this amount of money, and automatically they start thinking about, well, is there a money back guarantee? How do I get my money back if it doesn't work? Well, I always say, what type of time frame are you putting on it? What are you getting back from your job in the next 2 to 5 years? That's really what things that I like people to think about. Well, am I going to make 6 figures in the first year? You might not. You listen, it's very possible for anyone to find the right product and just go off the top of the hill with it. It's very possible. Yes, it's possible to make $1,000 a day. It's possible to make $5,000 a week. All these things are possibilities, but it all depends on your mindset and you believing and putting in the work to make it happen. Okay? The systems work if you work the systems. It's about educating yourself and not rushing the process. Learn the process, be effective with the process, and just educate yourself and believe in what you are promoting. The easiest way people and Jenny, people use those type of inboxings. They don't want to connect with people, but it's the flashy syndrome. It's the flashy money syndrome. They understand that people want more money. People need more money. People want to do more things. So the money opens your eyes really fast. So they flash this money in front of you because it starts to trigger your brain to automatically say, well, let me just do it. It has to work. But it ruins, the idea of network marketing, working online, working from home, when, it's those type of people that have caused people to say scam and scheme. Because when someone guarantees you a certain amount of money, let's say your first week, invest $200, you'll make $1,000 by the end of the week. The moment you don't make that money, you automatically register that you were scammed. People have to understand that it can take years to build up your business the way you really want to see it. But you need to set goals for yourself. You have to be consistent. You have to put in the work every day. Even if it's a half hour a day, you have to put in the work. But do your research, because there are good companies and there are good products out there. The problem is there's bad marketers. There's bad business people out there. Those are the people you have to watch out for. But ask questions to other people. Follow people that are successful. Ask them questions. Follow what they're doing. Learn from them. Anybody, you can make the program work if you work the program. You can make the system work if you work the system. Quite frankly, some people, they get upset when they think, well, it might take me a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years to be really successful in my home business. But wouldn't you rather have that over 40 years to still never get to retire with enough? Think about if you put the same amount of effort you put in at your job every day. This is for everyone. The same amount of effort you put in at your job every day. If you gave half of that effort into your business every day, think about what you could accomplish. Think about how much you get done in an 8-hour period at work. Now, when you go home, the sacrifice is, okay, you're going to take care of what you need to take care of. You did your 9 to 5. You get home, you take care of your kids. If you have them, you feed yourself, you get yourself set for the night. And now from, 8 to 3 in the morning, 8 to 2 in the morning, or 8 to 12, now you're grinding on your business. You're working it because you have to be willing to put in the time now that most people won't, so you can live your life later how most people can't. But everyone believes everything's a pyramid and nobody ever looks at the structure. Corporate structure, it's a pyramid setup because it's a successful structure of learning and teaching people under you to implement what you're teaching them and succeed and be productive. Family tree is the same exact way. You're learning from those above you as it trickles down on how to basically live life and succeed in life. Let's see. Exactly. You have to put in work to get where you need to go. Exactly. And it's no different than going to work. Everybody goes to work so they can pay their bills, so they can, put clothes on their back, so they can feed their kids, feed themselves, and get through life every day. But it just seems like, you have to keep doing it every day to stay afloat every day. So why not invest in yourself? People don't realize you invest in a job when you put gas in your car, when you eat lunch at work. You invest your time over everything to your job. You invest the time of your life, and you allow someone to value you at a number that they think is proper. Most people do not believe in themselves enough to think, I'm going to invest this money. And I'm not thinking about, can I get my money back from this person? I need to think about what my goals are and what it's going to take effort, what it's going to take me to get to my goals. Not so much, is it going to hurt me to spend this money? You spend money every day. Stop spending and start investing. That's what people have to do. Let's read some of these comments. You're right. I look at their profiles, just pictures of money, checks, screenshots, bank statements, and the captions always read something along the lines, made this much money today alone, etc., etc. And it just didn't seem legit to me. Yeah, and there's ways. I've learned a lot. So, other entrepreneurs on here as well. Being an entrepreneur is a mindset. I can go to work, I can get promoted at any job, but as a mindset, employee-wise, I'm terrible because I do not believe in someone else controlling my time. Someone else giving me permission to take PTO. You have to get permission to go live your life. You get sick, and someone gives you permission to be sick and get better. I want more in life, and no job, CEO, whoever it is, it doesn't matter how good the company. At the end of the day, they have to think about the business and the fact that they know how they want their dream to be built. And I do not want to focus solely on building someone else's dreams while mine go down the drain. I always tell people, as a kid, you're always told you can do whatever you want to do, you can be whatever you want to be until you start doing it. A good way to see who your real true friends are, start a business online and see how many support you. I'm not saying they're not your friends, but they'd rather go have a drink with you somewhere, spend money, or do something pointless than actually invest and build something up with you. It's why so many business, minded people, business owners start things themselves. They don't, a lot of them don't start things with their friends. They don't start things with their family members. That's where the saying comes from. Don't do business, don't mix business and pleasure. The pleasure is your family and your friends. Now, some people will fall through the cracks and they'll be good to do business with. But otherwise, you have to make business decisions for you. You have to see your goal. Okay, you have to know what you're trying to accomplish and then put in the work to get there. So many people go to work every day with no real goal. They know they're not going to be able to retire. So their goal is on a daily basis of a small time frame. Let me just go to work and get through work. So many people are skipping time in their life. They want to skip. Monday comes around, and how many people want to skip the rest of the week to get to Friday? But they don't think about the fact that they want to skip their life. They want their life to fast forward from Monday to Friday just so they can have a temporary fix of a paycheck and a weekend to go spend money and then have to do it all again until they get paid. I believe there are many options to be paid for the work you did that day. Not everyone has to live off of, well, let me put in the work and be paid a week later or 2 weeks later. Let me get paid twice a month out of 30 days. It doesn't sit well with me. Now, it's different if I'm creating that income and I know, okay, I'm only going to get paid every 2 weeks from this, but I can put in the work to make as much as I need to or want to every day. You're right. Oh my gosh, I can't read. You're right. I personally rather put in the time and work investing in myself instead of slaving every day for someone else building up their brand with minimum rewards. And that's what it comes down to. A lot of people, they get broken by the system because they're convinced that, if they don't go to college, their peers are going to look down on them. They're not going to get that high paying job. One of the highest paying jobs you can get right out of college is an engineer. Not everybody can be an engineer. That's not everybody's forte. I try to tell people, look at the people you look up to. Look at the people you idolize. Look at the things that entertain you, whether it's a movie, a musician, an artist, whatever it is, an athlete. They didn't get to where they got to by following social structure, by letting people convince them that there's only one way to make it. We wouldn't get to enjoy watching a football game if all these athletes said, there's no point in me playing this. I just need to get through college and get a job working for someone. Going to school, they don't even teach you business as far as running a business. Your business classes do not teach that. Okay, they might teach you business 101, advanced business. They might teach you how to do things behind the scenes, but not so much be a business owner. I always say we are all a brand. From the moment you're born and given a name, you have become a brand. You are the brand of you. Okay? Let's take a Wawa, for example. Wawa is just a store name, okay? The people that started that, they are the brand, and Wawa is an affiliation of theirs that they've built up in their business portfolio. I mean, it's never too late to decide you want to, it's never too late to start, but it's also never too early to decide you're going to start taking action and taking the steps to get to where you want to get to. Let me read some of these comments here. Guys, listen, if you're getting any value from this, okay, I'm not a guru. I'm not, a six-figure earner just yet. It's coming, but I'm taking the steps, and I believe in myself, and I invest in myself. No one can steer me off this path but me. I am in control of the results I get by the work I put in. If you're getting any value from this, guys, hit that like button, drop a 1 in the comments, and then hit that share button for me if you think somebody else needs to hear this. Let's see. You're right. I can't speak for everyone, but I've definitely thought about starting my own business or something, but it's scary. I worry about putting out all that money and not succeeding. But you make great points. Never know unless you try. And some of the most successful people didn't succeed the first time. Think about Mark Zuckerberg. I know I spelled that wrong, huh? But the boy who started Facebook, he was at Ivy League school. Yup. He believed in, even when around him didn't drop. Listen, that is exactly right. We wouldn't have Facebook if Mark Zuckerberg decided to just stay on the course of, let me graduate from Harvard and then just go get a job. We wouldn't have Facebook. We couldn't be doing this right now. And that's the thing about online marketing and digital marketing products and businesses online. It gives an option. It's a great gateway for people to start becoming entrepreneurs. It's a great gateway to start, honing in on your skills of sales and networking with people. But it's also one of the ways that are, less expensive than your traditional startup business. Let's take a Planet Fitness, for example. If you want to invest and partner into a Planet Fitness, you need to have, I think it's like $100,000 in liquid assets to be able to partner and possibly own a Planet Fitness. $100,000 in liquid assets. And that's if somebody gives the okay. A lot of these online businesses, it could cost $8, $7, cost you $200. It could cost you $125 monthly, $500. Is that worth taking a chance on yourself? Because what's going to happen is you're going to spend that amount of money anyway at some point through your life. But all the times that you spent the money, is it really helping you get to where you want to go? That's what I want people to understand. Is it helping you get to where you want to go? Not everybody has the money to start a traditional business for themselves. If you look at all these brick and mortar businesses, even Fortune 500 companies, what's one thing they have in common that you're noticing? They're all moving more online, and not just Facebook. A lot of these companies, look at Nike. Nike has a store you can walk into, but they also have a website because they understand that being on the internet is a very powerful tool when you have billions of people using social media platforms. I utilize Facebook a lot more than other platforms because it's the largest used platform, social media platform on the planet. Now, I do utilize other social media platforms, but that's the thing. Why not monetize what you're already using for free? Companies are making money because we utilize these things. And it's like, why not get your piece of it? But also, when you have a marketing opportunity, whether it's direct sales, whether it's digital marketing, whatever, it's tools, like Easycashcode, whatever it is, you're not just creating income for yourself, but you're also creating opportunity for that person that invests in themselves with you. As soon as someone spends their money, invests in themselves, decides to sign up under you, yes, you made a commission, but you killed two birds with one stone. You made a commission, and now you've opened up a gateway for that person to start creating income for themselves. You've helped someone. You've helped, yourself, and you've helped someone else. I value your videos. I'm definitely getting something out of this conversation, so thank you. Not a problem. Listen, ask any questions you have. I'm very open, and doing network marketing and online marketing and having my own businesses really opened me up more. And I'm very much more of an open person because I fully believe in who I am and what I am capable of. I truly believe that I have the power to create the future that I want, and that's the problem. Too many people, listen, I'm not saying ignore your present. I'm not saying ignore your present, but don't focus on your past. Don't let your past dictate your present to block you from your future. Did that make sense, guys? Listen, if that made sense to you, drop a 2 in the comments. Don't let your past dictate your present to block your future. Listen, I like to connect with people, and I have 2 digital marketing, businesses that I have, and then I just decided to dip into another business where I can incorporate what I've learned as far as marketing online, as well as offline marketing. But it's about investing in myself, investing in the future that I want, because a job is only going to write me a check until they decide I'm no longer needed. I ask people all the time, why do you think your job is guaranteed? If the owner of the company decided to shut things down, you can't be mad at them. Some people will say, well, they can just sell it. No. They don't have to. Their dream was to start that company and get it to a certain point. But so many people will be out of jobs. That would be terrible. If more people thought like that owner and went after the future that they want, it wouldn't have to be such a fear. People don't have a backup plan, and that's one thing that I understand people need to do. They need to create backup plans for themselves, for their families. You want more time with your kids? You want more time just, of your life? Create more time. You want more money? Create more money. There are so many ways to create money. People say this is a scam, that's a scam. Go tell Warren Buffett that. Go tell Ty Lopez, Grant Cardone. Go tell my mentor Ashley that. Go tell all these entrepreneurs that you can't make money online. It's not just about if somebody's at 6 figures yet. Somebody can be happy that they make $60,000 a year. And that's what I like to ask people too. Why not invest in something? Think about what you make at your job. If you could make that a year from your business online, you wouldn't have to go to your job every morning, right? And once you see that you can make that first commission, that second commission, you're fueled because you see what is possible. No one can guarantee you income, but you can guarantee yourself, and you need to guarantee yourself because you owe it to yourself that you will give your all to reach your goals. Don't let social structure dictate how you live your life because you fear how others will perceive you. Because guess what? When you fall, they will not fall with you. But when you rise, they will want to rise with you. Guys, I hope you got some value out of this. I really appreciate you guys jumping on. I really appreciate it. I hope you got some value. Definitely hit the like button. Hit that share button if you think anybody needs to hear this. If you're watching the replay, listen, if you're looking for opportunity to possibly, start creating your own income, I can't guarantee you what you'll make, but I can show you opportunity that you can learn to grow and create for yourself. Guys, I hope you have a great night. The one who inspires you has brought it back to you again. I know it's been a few days. Join the movement to the future. Clarke Future Movement, I'm out.